Welcome back to another video, you guys. Today we're going to be talking about 5 eating tips to help you skinny guys start gaining muscle, start gaining weight inside of the gym. A little bit more about me for those who are new to my channel. My name is Anthony. I used to be a fairly skinny kid with a high metabolism, and now I'm built myself into a more fit, more muscular individual. So I want to share my knowledge, my lessons, my advice to you guys who are also skinny with a fast metabolism, or just skinny in general, right? Maybe you don't even have a fast metabolism. By the way, I don't think anyone really has a fast metabolism. I think you just have an eating problem where you're not eating enough. But essentially, I want to share my tips, my advice to you all so this way you won't have to make the same mistakes that I've made trying to go from skinny to fit. So let's get right into things for today. The very first slide is protein shakes. A lot of you guys, especially who are new to the gym, you don't really incorporate protein shakes that much. Now, I understand the reason of why that might be, such as maybe you don't have the budget for it, which is totally fine. But if you do have a little bit of budget to invest into some sort of protein powder to, start making these protein shakes, then I highly recommend you do so because it's really going to help you out. Just get more calories, more protein inside of your day, especially when you do get deeper into your bulking phase and you feel like you're a little bit over the food that you're eating. You just want to mix things up a little bit more. So there's a lot of great protein shake recipes online that you can find. Personally, for me, I always used to make the same protein shake, which consisted of one banana, 1 to 2 bananas, peanut butter, oatmeal, milk, and 2 scoops of the chocolate protein powder. And sometimes I would put a handful of spinach in there just to get my greens in. But I would blend it up, and it would just come out tasting delicious. It'd be something so tasty, right? And it'd be almost 1,000 calories with 70 plus grams of protein inside. So that is really a great way for you to help yourself get more calories in, get more protein in, so this way you won't have to force feed as much because taking down liquid calories is so much more easier than taking down real food. And so just use it as a tool under your tool belt. Please do not, do protein shake meals like every meal of the day. That's not good for you at all. You definitely want to make sure you have a good balance between all of that. So definitely take that advice, roll with it, and like I mentioned already, if you're looking for recipes, look them up on Google. There's so many good ones, or you can just follow the one that I just mentioned a couple seconds ago. Walks. This is a big one too. This is something I wish I would have incorporated a little bit more back then when I was bulking hardcore. But walking just really helps you all around feel less sluggish, less fatigued, less brain foggy. So essentially, you feel like you're working up an appetite once more. You have that energy, so this way you can eat the next meal that you have coming ahead. Now, a big thing that I would not do, obviously, I wouldn't be putting this slide up here if I didn't implement this in some way, or yeah, if I didn't implement this in some way, but I didn't implement it back then because I was just kind of like, as soon as I'm done eating a big meal, excuse me, I would just lay down on the couch, on my bed, whatever, because I was just so tired that I didn't even feel like doing anything else. And I just thought as well, like, what's the need to move if I'm trying to gain weight? Like, that's kind of like the opposite of what I should be doing, right? Because, like, the more you move, the more calories you burn. And, the less you move, the less calories you burn, which is ideal for guys who are skinny. But that could not be farther from the case at all whatsoever. Implementing walks is a great way for you to, it won't even burn that many calories. It's very minuscule in the grand scheme of things, but walking is just going to help you digest your food a little bit easier. It's going to make you feel less sluggish. You're going to work up an appetite again, so this way you can actually knock down the next meal that you have coming ahead. It does not have to be anything crazy long. Just 10 to 15 minutes is more than enough. Or just kind of, follow what you feel like is best for you. If you feel like you need a little bit more than 15 minutes, then go on a 25-minute walk. If you feel like you're good in, 5 to 8 minutes, then go for it too. It just depends on what your body responds best to. But try implementing them, especially if you feel like you are force feeding a lot, or if you feel like you're not hungry for your next meal. And there's a very high chance that this is going to help you out, not have to force feed. You actually feel like you're working up an appetite, so that way you can, go ahead and knock out the next meal that you have ahead. As far as mealtime goes, some tend to eat their meals back to back because maybe they're distracted, or, they have to go to work, whatever the case is. General guideline though, if you're able to, do your best to space out your meals 3 hours from one another. So if you do have a job, if you're in that situation where, you're working a 9 to 5, protein snacks are going to be your best friend. So protein bars, protein cookies, protein chips, those sort of things are going to help you out, not only get a little bit more calories in, but also hit your protein goals. And it'll keep you satiated enough, or, it'll keep you, or it'll allow for you to get to the point where you're close to meeting your calorie goals for the day. So that way, when you do end up having the next big meal after you're done work, then, you're able to hit your calorie goals completely within that next meal. So it'll hold you through. So that way you won't have to force feed two big meals after you're done work. So if you have the capabilities of spacing out your meals 3 hours from one another, then definitely do so. That's going to definitely give you enough time to digest the prior meal you ate. You'll actually start to feel a little bit hungry for the next meal ahead, and you won't have to, essentially force feed and feel like you want to throw up. All those kind of fun things that come associated with the bulking phase. No distractions. This is a big one as well, and it coincides with the prior slide because when we eat, and I do this a lot too, I still do this at times as well. When we eat, we like to pop on a show, a movie, or maybe we just like to scroll through Instagram, TikTok, whatever it is, right? And when we do that, it distracts us from the meal that we have to finish in front of us. And so we're 30 minutes or 45 minutes deep into whatever we're watching or scrolling through, and all of a sudden, we still haven't even touched our food. Or we did touch it, but we're not even nowhere near close done. So, what I recommend in this case, and what it's helped me when I do remember to do this, is setting a timer for 15 minutes on my phone, on your phone. So this way, you set it down on the dinner table, force yourself to actually go to the dinner table. Don't sit on your couch or anything like that. Do not give yourself a chance to get distracted. Make sure that you're not watching anything at all whatsoever. Sit down on the dinner table, set that timer, start it, and then for those 15 minutes, all that you want to do is just focus on finishing that meal, eating as much as you can for that meal. And you'd be surprised at how quick you finish that meal because your whole attention is just eating the food. And so when there's nothing really else left to do than just eat, you just have to eat. So I think that's going to be a really helpful tip for you all because when you get distracted and you're not finishing your meal, all of a sudden time goes by really fast, and then the next meal ahead that you have to eat comes along and you're not even done your last meal. And so you have to eat two meals in one because of the distractions that you place onto yourself. Eating fast food is a great one as well because some guys think they have to eat super healthy foods all the time when it comes to their bulk to gain minimal fat. But really, the way you gain minimal fat throughout a bulking phase is just by eating in a slight caloric surplus. The only reason you will gain a mass amount of fat that you do not need whatsoever, is through eating in a dirty bulk. And that's when you eat a lot of excess calories within a given day, right? And you do that consistently. So people who eat, cookies, donuts, burgers, chicken wings, chicken tenders, chicken nuggets, like all those different greasy fast foods back to back to back consistently, that's what's gonna, it may be a dirty bulk, or excuse me, you may be bulking, but it is a dirty bulk, right? You're going to gain a lot of unnecessary fat that you really don't need. So you just eat in a slight caloric surplus. Yes, you're going to gain fat still, but it won't be, as much as it would be if you were in a dirty bulk. All around though, you're still going to gain fat during a bulk. There's no running away from it. If anything, like you just need to accept it. And it's also going to look good for you. It's going to add to your physique a little bit, believe it or not. So definitely do not be afraid of getting a little bit fat. A little bit, not a lot of it. So with that being said, do not cut out fast food completely. Much like what I said about liquid calories kind of being like a tool under your tool belt to use, view fast food as the same way as well. Do not eat it all the time, but when you feel like you need that extra boost of calorie because you're tired of eating the food that you're eating on a day-to-day basis, then go ahead and get a burger, get a pizza, whatever it is, whatever you feel like appetizes you as far as fast food goes, go ahead and get it. It's going to help you boost up your calories or, meet your calorie goal needs for the day. And it's going to be really just good for you. It's going to help you keep the bulk, or it's going to help you keep going through your bulk in a very sustainable way. The one big thing I will say, the one caveat is make sure that you're getting protein within whatever fast food that you pick. So try to pick foods or fast foods such as burgers, pizza, Korean barbecue is a great, I mean, I wouldn't consider it fast food, but it's basically, if you guys don't know what Korean barbecue is, it's a buffet in a sense. So you pay a fixed amount to enter, and then you just eat different kinds of meats, right? But they're fatty meats, they're delicious fatty meats. You get rice, you get all these different kind of sides that come along with it. Um, but if you have never been, try it. It's so good. You literally hit your protein goals instantly in a sense. And since the meats are so fatty, you also hit your calorie goals as well. Sushi as well. I mean, maybe some of you might consider sushi as fast food, maybe not. I guess it just depends on when you get, because you can get different kinds of options in sushi that are a little bit more higher up there in calories, or some that are very low in calorie. But just all around, just make sure to get protein inside your fast food options, because a lot of people who do these cheat meals or cheat days, they like opt in for the cookies, for the donuts, the sweet shit, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm all for eating sweet stuff, um, but in this case, you kind of want to pick the one that's best for you. And in this case, the fast food that would be best for you is the one that actually contains protein. So this way you can hit your protein goals while at the same time eating a tasty meal that's going to allow for you to hit your calorie goals. But that concludes it for the video for today, guys. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below what video you want to see next, and I'd be happy to make it for you all. And if you're a skinny guy looking for a little bit more personalized approach to coaching, so that way you get to avoid the trial and error process of going through this fitness journey on your own, please be sure to click on the link down in the description below, so this way we can see if private coaching is a fit for you all. Until the next video though, guys, take care. Peace.